Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Radiating Orb Monk build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. We'll be using the Open Hand Monk, as this allows us to do radiant damage with our attacks without any extra gear, and this is actually crazy because we can stack a -10 to attack rolls with this class really easily. So the Monk itself is really great, but I found some cool synergy here that I'll be showing you guys how to take advantage of. We're going to be taking the Monk obviously as the first class here, and as for our ability scores, I would go with... Now, if you're in Act 3 with strength potions, you can safely dump your strength. However, we want to have a good amount of strength as well if you're not in Act 3. So it would be kind of a split between our constitution, strength, dexterity, and wisdom. So something like this if you're not in Act 3. But if you're in Act 3, you're best off dumping your strength and actually going all in on your other stats like wisdom here. Ideally, you get with the wisdom up to 16 and your dexterity 16, and then put the remaining points into charisma and get something like that. So we'll go with that for our ability scores. Now, I'll be showing off a combat demo at the end and going over the gear for this, but this build's crazy strong. And at level 2, we just get our bonus action, disengage. Great. At level 3, this is when we can choose the Open Hand Monk, which is going to give us some really useful stuff. So we get our flurry of blows, toppled, stagger, and push. So knocking the target prone with the topple is kind of our best choice, but you can also stagger them or push them back. The way of the open hand also gets to deflect missiles, 1d10 plus dexterity modifier plus monk level to reduce the ranged weapon attacks. Now, where this build gets crazy is we can literally apply -10 to attack rolls in one turn. So for our first feat, I would recommend going with the classic Tavern Brawler. We should have ideally had our Constitution set to 15, then we could take it up to 16 here. But Tavern Brawler adds double our strength modifier to attack and damage rolls. So if we have a strength potion, that means that we have plus 16 to damage and attack, meaning we're not missing and we're hitting hard. And the Flurry of Blows hits twice. And we also get a double attack here. So at level 5, pretty big power spike. We also get the ability to stun a target for one turn, which is nice because this is the highest spell save, or highest save DC of any stun that we can get. Level 6 is when the build comes fully online with the Manifestation of Soul. We're using gloves found in Act 1 to stack the damage boost from Radiant to apply Radiating Orbs. So this gets really good. We also at level 6 get Key Empowered Strikes, so our attacks become magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity. So if anything has a immunity to physical damage, we're going to be overcoming that. We also get increased movement speed when not wearing a shield or armor, which we're not going to, and an additional key point. And we get the wholeness of body, so this is a really great benefit. So regain half our key points and enter a temporary state of wholeness where we regain key points and have an extra bonus action. So we can actually get up to 3 bonus actions to do Flurry of Blows with, which is crazy. And then also now at level 7, when we're charmed or frightened, we automatically cast Stillness of Mind to get away, and we get evasion, so this allows us to have half damage on a successful dexterity saving throw. So flat out, spells do half damage, and if we take no damage if we succeed our saving throw. So we're straight up going to be great against any type of spell. At level 8, we get another feat, and I would recommend either taking Wisdom or Dexterity. Dexterity would give us more armor class and initiative. Wisdom would give us a little bit extra armor class, and if we're wearing a certain item, we can add extra damage to our attacks, but I think Dexterity is the best choice there. Level 9, where this build comes together. So we get unarmed movements, we can jump, and then difficult terrain doesn't slow us down, so that's huge. But Key Resonation Punch, so this is our area of effect damage. We can attack with this, and then use not an action or a bonus action. This is a free cast if we have a key point to resonate the key and explode it, doing 3d6 force damage. So it's really nice, just an additional area of effect. We don't have any other, we mostly single target DPS. Now at level 10, it's actually best to add in the Thief, Rogue Thief, because we'll get sneak attacks, not a huge deal. But the biggest benefit that we get from the Rogue is the ability to get a extra bonus action. So level 2 is kind of nothing, it just gives us the bonus actions that we already have. And then finally, we get the Rogue Thief, which gives us an extra bonus action, allowing us to do apply 4 more stacks of Radiating Orb per turn. So I'll go over the gear now, and this is the first monk build I ever use that doesn't use the best in slot. So you can use this all the way up to getting the Gloves of Soul Gloves of Soul Catching. These add an additional 1d10 force damage, so they're really good. But the really big thing that we got to focus on is select down here and go to our monk abilities, or go to our passives, and toggle on Manifestation of Soul. So this is going to give us more damage, and then when we go back to attacking, our Flurry of Blows is upwards of 62 damage, If I were to add on our Gloves of Soul Catching there, our Flurry of Blows will deal upwards of 82 damage. Look at all those damage riders. That is just crazy how intense we can hit with that. But we're going to be going with the Luminous Gloves here. When the wearer deals radiant damage, target receives 2 turns of Radiating Orb. You can get this in Act 1, making this build very powerful early on. We have 21 armor class, which is not the best. Like, we could add the Ring of Protection to make it 22. But we got the Evasive Shoes there. You could also go with the Boots of Uninhibited Kashigo, so additional damage equal to your Wisdom modifier. So that will further increase the damage that we're dealing, which is incredible. Massive Soul Perception will add to our attack rolls initiative and perception. There are some other options you can go with. Horns of the Berserker will deal additional necrotic damage as long as you have full health. So that could further increase our damage a little bit better. You can increase... yeah, there's a few different options you can go with. I personally just like the... going with the option we had here at start. I've drawn a blank where it is there. It's Massive Soul Perception. Vest of Soul Rejuvenation, when you succeed a saving throw, 1d4 health, and we get a +2 to armor class. And you can make an unarmed attack as a reaction if a target hits you and misses, or tries to attack you and misses. Also use the Amulet of Greater Health to get 135 health. We don't really have many weapon proficiencies, so it's probably best to just go with offhand, just no weapon. However, like, ideally, like, you could get the Sacred Star, because this also adds Radiating Orbs, and then also the Fabricated Arbalest, but we're not proficient with that, so unfortunately not. Even though I do have proficient in hand crossbows, I'm not sure why it doesn't give us that. I'm a drow. But here is the way you're going about this. So typically you want to get into combat, so you can just start off. I guess I'll show you we'll go back and put this on to show you the maximum damage with the Wisdom. So yeah, 88 damage at best with our Force Gloves, but this is the Luminous Gloves. We're going to be doing Radiating Orbs. So we just go in and we do our 2 attacks. So we'll attack here, and that's 2 stacks of Radiating Orb. We also have a ring that adds 2 extra damage whenever they have Radiating Orb. So 2 punches, and you're already down to 21 health. That gives us 4 stacks of Radiating Orb. So literally took him down in 3 punches. But the way that we'd want to be doing this is the topple, because this is going to give 4 stacks of Radiating Orb, and we were able to take him out in 1 hit. So this gets crazy really fast. Yeah, the topple is awesome. 4 stacks of Radiating Orb, plus it knocks the target prone to give you advantage. We don't have a finesse weapon, but you could equip a finesse weapon to give yourself sneak attacks. Like the Crimson Mischief is pretty nice, and then in the offhand you go with the Blade of the First Blood. I typically just like doing main hand attacks with punches, but you could go that route if you want to give yourself sneak attacks. But Flurry of Blows is going to be our big damage option. 4 stacks right there. So we can apply 10 stacks by 2 bonus actions. We get 3 bonus actions. So you can, ideally, you would punch twice with your main hand weapon. So we'll unequip these. And that gives you 4 stacks of Radiating Orb from our normal punches. So boom, boom. And then you would follow it up with the Flurry of Blows. So that'd be 4 stacks, and then we'd have 8 stacks there, and you still have a bonus action. Maybe 2 bonus actions, depending on where you're at, but you can see there, it stacks Radiating Orb unlike any other build. And then you also have bonus unarmed attacks too. So this gets crazy, because you can take out the team really fast with this build. So yeah, typically how you want to approach combat is to get in there, punch your target, and that's going to give the Radiating Orbs. So, oh, he's running away. My character still tried to punch them. He ran away. Unfortunately, I don't want to fight the Owlbear Club, so we'll leave it at that because I don't want to punch anyone. But the Monk is awesome, and being able to stack up Radiating Orbs really quickly with this build is just fantastic. So there it is, the Radiating Orb Monk build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. If you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.